to travel back to the year 2010 to play a game I already kinda reviewed by taking a look at both it and its sequel, Double Fine Productions' Costume Quest. The story is simple and to the point. We got a pair of twins, Ren and Reynold, and they're out trick-or-treating, and whichever one you didn't choose to play as, in my case Reynold, gets nabbed for looking like candy. The other twin, Ren, then runs into the main antagonist, Dorsilla, who tornadoes her away sans costume, which she needs to reassemble. Following that, she helps out a local fantasy nerd, Everett, who's getting bullied by, well, a bully, until Ren gets his attention and pulls off a pretty badass stunt, which the bully can't replicate and instead gets into trouble with the law. Everett then joins the party, and after trick-or-treating at every house, which is required to continue the plot, they make their way to the graveyard, only to be slowed down by a bus fight, which allows the bus containing Reynold to be driven away, which takes us to level 2, the mall. Basically same verse as the first, but with commercialism and a train. Oh, and we get our third and final party member, a science nerd by the name of Lucy. After getting all the candy and fighting another boss, our team is whisked away once again without costumes, this time at our third location, our rural county fair. And the costumes are regained after like 5 minutes by luring the guards into a barn. This place does feature one of the cooler cinematic moments when the crew gets blasted out of a cannon to rescue some kids at the top of a Ferris wheel. Just one problem, the wheel is broken so they're stuck up there. Thankfully, they can just crossfade their way down. Gotta love nudging on that fourth wall. Next, the trio navigate a maze to finally face Dorsilla one-on-one, and following her defeat, we have yet another boss to fight, Big Bones! And only after taking down Big Bones do we get a reunion between the twins. And as a denouement, we get the 4 kids dividing their candy at home. The story, like I said, is simple and to the point, which really makes sense when you consider that everything about this game is basically Baby's first RPG, including the combat. Speaking of which, whenever you enter a battle, you're always at full health, so you'll never have to worry about healing afterwards. The combat itself consists of action commands similar to games like Paper Mario and South Park. Each costume comes with its own special move, which can be either a super attack, healing, defense buff, etc. They all have their own stats, which, keeping with the simplicity, is just HP and attack power. I generally go with high attack power, aka the ninja costume. On top of that, you can spend all of your candy you collect from battles and containers to buy battle stamps, which act as badges from Paper Mario, except you can only equip 1 per character. As stated previously, your main goal is to trick-or-treat at every house, and every time you do, you'll either be greeted by an adult in a costume, which means free candy, or a monster, which means it's battle time! You can also find monsters roaming around areas following the graveyard. Attacking them from behind allows you to get a small preemptive strike. There's a bobbing for apples minigame in each area, which, if you complete each one 3 times, you'll get a trading card. Throughout the game, you'll be collecting over 100 cards, mostly from battles, and if you get a duplicate, they can be traded with an NPC which will net you XP, and what does getting all the cards get you? A cat costume, which is okay, I guess? There's also a hide-and-seek game to be played in each region with the player needing to find 6 kids. They can be a little tricky to find, but then again, I've never been good at these types of things. Your reward for finding all the kids is a larger container for your candy, which you'll need because they fill up quite fast. The overall design for the 3 areas is distinct. As noted beforehand, you have the suburbs, you have the mall, and you got yourself a fair. Each one stands out rather well, and they never overstay their welcome. As far as difficulty goes, so long as you keep up with your levels and badges, you should have a pretty easy time. Highly recommend going into the last 2 battles at level 10, which is the max, as each level up does increase your HP and attack power significantly. Overall, I had a breezy 4 hours of game time with intro and outro cutscenes included. While Costume Quest may not be the most mind-taxing RPG or the spookiest Halloween-themed game out there, I still had one hell of a time playing through it this year. The only downside is, unless you're playing on PC, you may not be able to get it due to it being PS3 and 360 only. Yeah, no re-release on PS4 or 5, which is kind of weak sauce to me. Maybe it's the engine? I don't know, but I always hate seeing games being left behind on older hardware. At the very least, the sequel is still available on PS4 and Xbox One, so there is that. At least? Oh, I forgot to mention how PG this dialogue is. For being the same people who made Psychonauts, it's tame as fuck.